Good evening, everybody. Hey, this is Alan with D9J Sports. We're right back at it with another show. Hope everybody's doing okay out there in the 409. I'm here to tell you the weather's beautiful outside. Exactly what we were waiting for. We've got a great show lined up for you today. We won't be long, but we've got several topics that we want to talk about. The first topic is definitely one of those topics that is it's really a bad situation. Any way you look at it, it's a bad situation. And the next topic we want to talk about is something that I'm going to try my best to explain to you why I don't really know what to think when it comes to Floyd Money Mayweather and the thoughts of him being bankrupt. And we're going to get into that. And we're also going to talk a little bit about Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James and how this is really continued to go on after LeBron confronted Stephen A. several weeks ago. And now the media seems like they're turning on LeBron, and every time you look up, somebody within the Laker organization, some former player, is complaining about something that LeBron James is doing. And also we're going to touch on what I consider to be the fake narrative about LeBron James being better than Michael Jordan. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you. This is Alan with D9J Sports. Hey, I appreciate all my subscribers out there sticking with me. Hey, it's been a hell of a week, but you know what, though? It's 6:13 p.m. in the 409, and before you know it, that clock is going to be going off, and boom, you got to hit it again. So, hey, let's get into it. But before we start, hit the like and subscribe button, share the video with anybody that you know, and make sure that you continue to follow D9J Sports. And as time goes on, you know what's going to be coming up before you know it. We got the draft in 2 weeks, and we're going to pick up our football theme. And starting next week, we're going to start covering the USFL. But, hey, as I stated earlier, we're going to start out. The first thing I want to do is I want to send condolences out to the 78-year-old man that was involved in the accident with Kyron Lacey, and he lost his life. And hey, it's always something when somebody loses their life. It doesn't matter whether you're 78, 68, 58, 15. It doesn't matter. It's always a tragic situation. And just because he's a football player, he did not seem to be able to. He wasn't going to get a pass, so he was going to have to pay for that. Now, but the young man, Kyron Lacey, ladies and gentlemen, it is a sad story. So we all know the young man didn't get invited to the combine because of the legal troubles he was in, because he fled the scene and caused an accident. So I don't know. That's what the report is, that he caused an accident and he was going to have to face some consequences. And that's why he didn't get sent to the NFL draft. So I don't know whether he got bad news yesterday or whatever, but we know that the young man, for all indications, is that he took his own life. So I want to tell you right now that I'm not a proponent of that. I don't know. I thank God that I have never been in a position where I don't really know of anything that I would think that I would ever consider taking my life. I would think that the most important thing to me was my parents. I lost both my parents, so, and that never made me want to commit suicide. And then my two children. Our relationship is, it is what it is, even though they're young children. And I still would never, ever want to see a situation where I'd ever want to take my life. Okay. So on that note, what I want to tell you is that I want you to take a few minutes, and I definitely want you to share this video. And when you share it with somebody, I want you to just tell them, just listen to what I'm about to tell you. In our daily lives, we all go through struggles. Some people cover their struggles up better than others. Okay, you don't never know what a person's going through. A person could be going down and out and dying on the inside, but on the outside they covered up with a smile. Well, I'm here to tell you, for most of my subscribers out there and the people who know me, I've been through some things myself. I constantly go through some things with, say, my kids, and that relationship and that strained relationship. But I've got a pretty good circle around me. Well, my circle's small, but I got a lot of people around me. Well, not a lot. I can't say my circle's small and then say I got a lot of people, but you get my drift. I've got people that are around me, hey man, you okay? You doing okay with this? Because, life is a funny way, man, of like bogging you down, and it can be overwhelming for you if you're not a strong-minded person. So if you know somebody's going through something, man, you need to check on them, because You never can tell what a person, you never can tell what would happen. And you don't want to wait until something happens and then you think to yourself, oh man, I should have checked on him. Oh, checked on him, checked on her, for whatever reason. So I'm telling you, mental health is definitely something. I know I done a video a while back at the beginning of the football season about mental health and about how football players get cut when the football season starts and it's mental anguish. But ladies and gentlemen, it isn't just about sports. Mental health is something that's serious in this day and age, especially when it comes to guys. Guys don't like to go to the doctor. Guys don't want to go talk to somebody. But I'm here to tell you, I'm not one of them dudes. I'm not one of them guys. I'm not too big, or as they used to say back in the day, I'm too big for my britches. If I feel like I need to talk to somebody, I will talk to somebody. And I will tell you that if you got something on your mind and it's weighing hard on you, if you're going through some things, just remember, man, that there is a bright side other than taking your own life. There's going to be a bright side, and that bright side is that you're going to be able to wake up the next day. No matter how bad you think things are, there is somebody that's going through it worse than you are. No matter who you are, no matter what your situation is, just remember there's somebody out there that's going through something worse than you are. Now, I had to learn that the hard way because no matter what I went through, I'd always want to say, hey, you, it's me. But then it's time when I want to realize that, hey, man, I'm just one of a lot of guys who are guys and girls who go through things with their kids and go through mental things, and you have to be strong. So we definitely want to pray for both families. We want to pray for both families and all the people who were involved in the accident who did not lose their life. We want to pray for them too. But a young man at that age with so much promise losing his life and taking his own life. So it's something that I know that his family is devastated. I know the LSU community is devastated. And remember, in the end, ladies and gentlemen, it's always bigger than sports. No matter who your biggest sports hero is, always bigger than sports. So we're going to keep this thing moving. This is Alan with D9J Sports. I need you to hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Hit that like and subscribe button, and hope that you love the video and you share them with some people, especially this video. Definitely one of the videos that I will tell you that I think that a lot of people need to really pay attention to. So we're going to keep this thing moving on. We're going to be talking about Floyd Money and Mayweather. And indication reports are coming out that Floyd Money Mayweather has went bankrupt. I don't know if Floyd Money Mayweather went bankrupt. I don't know. All I'm just reporting on what they say he went bankrupt. Some people say they have some receipts about him going bankrupt. I don't know. But what I'm here to tell you is that even in this case, if he goes bankrupt, once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the end of the world. Now, in saying that, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to try to tell you how it feels to lose 400, and I don't know how much he made, $400, $500 million and go broke. How can I tell you that when I'm not a millionaire? I've never been a millionaire. I've worked a lot of years, maybe over years I've accumulated $1 million, but I'm not a millionaire. No, by no stretch of the imagination. I'm not a millionaire. So I'm talking to the people out there, normal people, normal 8 to 5, 9 to 5, normal people, okay? Let's talk about this. When they talk about Floyd Money Mayweather went bankrupt and he's broke. So what is broke? Now broke to me is, hey, you living paycheck to paycheck and something happens, 2 or 3 flat tires here, vehicle breaks down, you got child care, and then you just got your last few bucks to make it through until you get your next. That's what I consider broke. That's what I consider broke. Okay. But when it comes to Floyd Money and Mayweather, ladies and gentlemen, is he broke to the point where if he filed bankruptcy, they would take everything that he had? Well, let's just talk about that for a second. So we've seen him with all the glitz and the glamour, all of the cars. He has millions of dollars worth of cars. So if he sold one watch, ladies and gentlemen, if he sold one watch, and you've seen all the stuff. So if he sold one watch, and if he had $0 and he sold one of his watches and he got $500,000 for it. If he sold 2 of his 50 cars, if he let his private jet go back. See, you get what my drift? Now maybe MJ and Shaq and Tom Brady them. They could probably talk about, but us regular people, no, ladies and gentlemen, we don't want to hear that. Now, the last thing I want to tell you about that now, Floyd Mayweather's definition of getting money and ours is different. So let's keep in mind. I want you to think about this. You lose your job. And if you're young, you can start over. But if you're middle-aged, if you're in your 50s or something, and something happens devastating, you lose your job, you're going to be in a tough pickle. You're going to have to, first off, you're going to try to get back in the workforce, and that's going to be tough if you're older, if you're not in physical condition, and if you're not mentally sharp, if you don't have the education, you got to get back into a regular job. It's going to take you a while to get back. If you ever get back to normal, what you would consider your life now is normal. But for Floyd Money Mayweather, let's just keep it real. So Canelo Alvarez is about to fight Terrence Crawford. Or Terrence Crawford about to fight Canelo Alvarez. I don't know who's A side or B side, but they're about to fight. When that fight's over with, it's supposed to be in May. Say Floyd Mayweather's broke. Would you pay to see Floyd Mayweather come out of retirement to fight the winner of that fight? Now, I know the damn answer is yes. Now, you could say, oh, Floyd, he need the money. Well, okay, he need the money. Would you pay to see it? You damn right you would pay to see it. Because if he fought Canelo, if Canelo wins, can Canelo resurrect that loss of Floyd Mayweather? If he fights Terrence Crawford, well, you get my drift. You know what type of payday that would be for Mayweather? Win or lose. So you get my drift? So his different type of getting money is going to be different than our type of getting money. I don't know whether it's true. Don't really give a damn whether it's true. I don't, because once again, the clock's going to go off in the morning and I'm going to have to get my butt up and go to work just like you are. Do you get my drift? And if you want to talk about him because he lost all that money, well, he's not the only person. He's just high profile. There are a lot of people out there that lose money. It ain't got to be 400 million. It could be 250,000. It could be 100,000. There's a lot of people every day that's losing money. And my brother Trump, hey man, brother Trump is making a whole bunch of people done lost their job. That's what you need to be focusing on. All these people done lost their job. Okay? That's what you really need to be focusing on. So there are so many things that we could talk about, ladies and gentlemen. There are so many things. Now, once again, it's Alan with D9J Sports. I'm going to need you to hit that like. I'm going to need you to hit that subscribe button. And we're going to get into our last topic. Our last topic is going to be about Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James. Several weeks ago, LeBron James confronted Stephen A. Smith. All indications are because of something that he said about Bronny James. Well, you know I done a video on that. Bronny James is a grown man, LeBron. Now, you've got every time you turn around, some former player or somebody in the media is now there scrutinizing LeBron. Now, are they turning on Clutch? Are they turning on him? Are they turning him on him because of what he done to Stephen A? Stephen A planted some seeds out there to get the media to turn on to LeBron James. I don't know. Once again, that's another billionaire. I don't know. I do know one thing for sure, and that is the false narrative about LeBron James being a better basketball player than Michael Jordan. So if you're 20, 30, or whatever, you're a LeBron fan, you got your right to your opinion like most common sense people. There isn't really, it really isn't an argument about whether LeBron James is a better basketball player than Michael Jordan. There really is nothing if you've seen him play. See, if you got all the receipts and you've seen it. See, if you're 30 and you watch some highlights and you've never seen Jordan play, well, I'm fortunate enough to say I've seen all of the greats: MJ, Magic, Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin. So many of the greats. See, I've seen them play in person. I've got the receipts, ladies and gentlemen. It's not even close. I'm just here to tell you, it's not even close. So that false narrative about him being better than MJ, and once again, I'm going to say the same thing. Never have been able to figure out when the hell he passed Kobe. When did he pass Kobe? And let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. He's 40 years old, and he's balling out. He's balling like he's 20. Now, I will tell you that there's two sides of that when it comes to me. I competed in a boxing tournament at the age of 57 years old. Now I was tired as hell. No, I don't have $1 billion, but I was training and I was a pretty good athlete. No, I was above pretty good athlete. For those of you who know me, you know I was. At 40, it's tough to see him like that. At age 37, I went and played arena football, and after the very first game, I don't think I could get out of bed the next day. And that was at age 37. At 40, he balling like this, so you be your own judge. You be your own judge. So those are some of the things that we want to touch on today. And just remember wherever you're at. Sports is a way of changing our lives. But when it gets to the end, man, just remember, life is bigger than sports. It's way bigger than sports. Value your time, value your life, and value and trust in those people around you, because that's what's going to be your foundation, your rock. Somebody's got to be your rock. So until the next time, this is Alan with D9J Sports. I'm about to shake those football withdrawals, ladies and gentlemen. I'm definitely out.